What do we know about this investment? It seems very similar to what we heard last week from General Motors. They're going to ramp up their spending, but to the tune now of $20 billion to quicken their EV production, Ed.
Right, so sources are telling us that this is a refocus, a rebaselining of Ford's EV transition, right? It's very focused on how they produce EVs. So they're considering additional investment up to $20 billion, according to sources, literally to retrofit and prepare their facilities around the world for manufacturing electric vehicles. Remember, Ford has around 60 production facilities globally. And what we understand is that Doug Field, along with Jim Farley and other executives, is looking at the structure of the business. They want to reorganize, restructure so that that EV plan is much more closely aligned to something like Tesla. You know, Jim Farley has spoken to Bloomberg in the last week on Bloomberg Television about how much he admires Tesla, but according to sources, he's been sending articles about Tesla around internally saying, guys, look at what this company's doing. So that's the footprint that they want to follow. You know, there are a number of options on the table, but they're really focused on hiring the talent that's specific to EVs. So sources say everything from battery engineers through to software, hiring from Silicon Valley and beyond, away from that traditional sort of Detroit mindset of auto manufacturing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, you know, a decade ago talking to Farley out in the Napa Valley area where he and Bill Ford and then Mark Fields were setting up shop to try to attract this kind of talent. So they've been doing this for a while, but this just seems like they're doubling down right now. Look at the stock chart. I mean, just a spike here now. It's up another 2%, and Ford stock has been on absolute fire over the last 12 months, right? They've gone from a $10 stock to a $25 stock in the space of 12 months. Is that what this is? Are they just doubling down again on this future strategy?
Well, remember, also the stock's been under pressure in this new year, and you were talking about GM earnings after the bell. You know, the fourth quarter was tough because of semiconductors. You know, Ford has committed that $30 billion to the EV CapEx plan. It's got Blue Oval with a $12 billion check in Tennessee. It's committed to building the 3 battery plants and an EV plant in Kentucky. But what sources are telling Bloomberg is that this is the bigger picture, right? What do we need to make sure that the Ford business globally is set up in such a way that we can manufacture EVs? Let's look at our existing facilities. Let's look at the talent base that we've got. Let's look at how the business is run. And what we're hearing again is that this restructuring or reorganization is focused on building a business that works in a way very similar to Tesla. Again, you know, Farley, and maybe we'll play that soundbite later in the day on Bloomberg Television, he talked about how Tesla overcame a lot of engineering and manufacturing challenges. He admires how they did that. And my understanding, according to sources and working on this story of Keith Norton, is that is the message and vision that he's trying to instill across the Ford workforce.